Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Dose on Firefall. The name is Viperpain and we're back here in the Sertown region after having done some really massive mission quests. Today we're going to be talking about vehicles and transportation and getting around in the world. Let's see just that we're fully repaired, so we are good to go. I have an email as well. I think it's my auction. I managed to sell my cooled afterburner. I got 180 credit for that. I can't complain at all. It's a really good start on the day. I also got 405 for my Havoc Chicxulub blue line. You know that grenade launcher thing? That was really cool. I'm not sure how good it is, but someone apparently found it well worthy paying almost 500 credits. The marketplace is taking a fair hefty chunk out of it, but you always see that when you put up an item for auction. I do like the fact that as long as there is an attachment, your delete button isn't being exposed. Alright, so, well, let's get on with that. I'm just gonna see how rich I am. Whoa, I'm almost got 2,000 credits by now. It means I could get probably 20 red beans. Not really sure how far that will go at the moment. Right, the friendly folks at the Red 5 has been kind enough to give all of us players that have been active for quite some time, and well, since the launch, have been playing actively, you've been given a 7-day vehicle rental, which is this fast moving, quite excellent handling little bike. But we're not gonna go for only this one, so we're gonna check something out. I was under the impression, reading through some wiki pages, that you were gonna have to pay a fortune to make your own vehicle. Now that may or may not be true as of yet, because I got a recipe last night allowing me to craft my own bike. I do not really know what that is. It might be that it is a bigger, better, more badass bike or something, but this one seemed to be very simple to get. So during the night I crafted myself some synthetic ligatures. Wow, that was a difficult word. I'm not allowed coffee this morning. Need to give the wife the tea instead. Artificial sinews. Well, I have that. So all I need to craft is a biosteel frame and then fork out 100 credits. And since I chucked up stuff on the auction house, I have more than enough credits to do that. So let's head on in for the resources, the hybrid resources. Not sure why it's not showing me the full scope here. It should show me more. Show me non-research blueprint. It might be that it is this one, because this one seems a lot more difficult. So 2,000 credits, but this one, just a simple speedy thing to get around with. Right. I have no idea why it's not giving me the full list. I'm supposed to have a lot more craftables, but it might be that I suddenly do not have my materials anymore, which I found a bit odd. There should be more under the crafting components. It seems to be that they're there. We have researched something else apparently. Apparently I can make something more. Oh, I can recraft it back down. So once you made one of these, you can make it back into something. That could be good if they're doing some kind of storage trouble or something. But for my P1 LGV, I need a biosteel frame. And biosteel frame is here, and it doesn't cost a lot. This you should have well within your first few quests. Even if you're running the... if you've been farming the Blackwater Anomaly, you have more than enough for 80 iron bars in just one run, even if you're running with other people's. Right, so let's build this one, and that is going to take 20 minutes, which is quite perfect. I'm gonna leave this slot open because I don't think I really have anything worthwhile at the moment. Right, so let's have a look at vehicles and how they fare out in the real world. Right, I did get the recipe, by the way, from a quest coming from this job board at this first region here. So at the Dredge Town, which is the first place you come into. I see we have a melding tornado going on. That might actually cause a little bit of graphical issues. I still haven't noticed any fixes to it, but let's go in for combing the desert. So, as you already know, if you followed along and if you're playing the game, it's free to play, so there is really no reason why you should not. These, the gliders, you can craft them yourself. They are placeable if you can craft them yourself, and you can fly. And the flight speed is fairly decent. But I've noticed that the ground vehicles, even the low-end ones, seems to be able to kick up a good speed. Now, there is obvious issues about the ground vehicle. First and foremost, the game designers haven't really designed the size of the vehicle to really be suitable with this world. There's a clear disconnect between the game designers and the world designers in this case. You can get a lot like this. You can get nice strokes, I was gonna say, but the roads and the smaller places, they are really not suitable. And you see I'm losing a lot of speed because I'm bouncing up and down all the time. It's not really that good. Right, that was where we were supposed to be. I must say there is one thing I do credit this for. It's the smoothness. Most games fail to get a very decent smooth level when it comes to mounted issues. I'm particularly thinking of games like World of Warcraft, where they made it part of the game mechanic. So it wasn't too easy to get away or to or from or just to combat mounting. Although that would have been quite nice early in the days. Nowadays with all the vehicle and mounted combats and whatnot, I don't really think it's that fun anymore. Right, so I think we've eliminated these animals. I don't really know what they have. It seems that it might be some kind of infection or something we're trying to eradicate. But we're talking about vehicles, and I must say that despite the fact that they've created the vehicles without thinking of the game environment, they still manage to make the vehicles quite enjoyable. That is usually the tricky part of any game, to make your mounted travel enjoyable. And it takes a little while to get used to it, and if you're playing on a pad you might probably get it a little bit easier to control one of these. Well, so I'm not even sure if we're going the right way here. This is the second thing that is less than good with this. Wow. The maps can really lock you in quickly. The maps are definitely, as I pointed out in the beginning, they didn't design vehicles with map in mind. So map designers and vehicle designers haven't really thought of each other. The maps are definitely designed for something like this, where people can travel. Right, I'm going to sidestep this and I'm going to record a different mission. This is going to be Tornado. Alright guys, so we are back from the unintended event that happened. The tornado that just jumped up in the middle of nowhere, and we were fairly successful. We did get at least a fair amount of materials. And luckily time was expanded so that we don't have to wait for too long until we return to the city and can see if we can't craft our bike. Obviously the bike is going to take 2 hours, and I will not be showing that on stream or wait on a recording and do some kind of time lapse. Now, something that is starting to feel a little bit frustrating is their constant reuse of quest zones. It helps a little bit, but you may end up on places like this, which was, well, I have no idea. It seems that my quest just ended as soon as I came up here. Oh well, that might have been a bug, intentional or otherwise. So let's head up on the bike and go back. I just did the quest to see if we couldn't get a little bit of coins. Alright, so we have a seismic activity detected. That doesn't look... So, use a sonic detonator. Inventory. So I have to use one of these. Let's use you instead of a hammer. So, 7. Sonic Detonator. And something big woke up. I do like their notion of concept here, and that the bike should have damaged him. That you farm the world and whatnot, and they're playing pretty much on the Gaia concept of, I would say it's Final Fantasy, of how people tend to just take items out of the world, and it causes disrupt and unrest and whatnot between the balance of nature and the rest of it. Alright, wow, he was worth quite a lot. He was almost 500 experience points for a kill. And I did get a few tools, half-digested modules and whatnot. Right, so let's get back up on our bike and head on. Now you also saw, instead of just using the sonic hammer, what it does when you're using the detonator to crack. Right, I tried to figure out where I am, and I think I have a vague idea. We need to go straight through this bandit camp here. I got my butt handed to me quite a lot of times in this camp here. It was not easy, to put it the least. The first time I've ever seen the NPCs be sort of impossible to try and defend, because they were always in danger, and you couldn't really take on that many mobs. But here you see the a little bit of a longer travel with this. And as I told you guys, by the way, this is a rented vehicle, so you get the 7-day use permission from the nice guys over at the Red 5. We're heading home to the home base now to look at the recipe that you acquire from a mission here. I think you'll be about level 27 or 28 when you have that item. You do press E to get on and off your bike, and it's very quick and very smooth. You can pretty much just jump off and instantly blast in and just jump up in the air. So if you hit the flat wall or something, just jump off, boost yourself up, and keep on traveling. So as it's been 20 minutes so far. No, we have 25 seconds to go before we have the biosteel frame. Once I have this biosteel frame, I should have everything I need for the bike. And therefore I should have my own bike. I'm not sure though if it is permanent use bike, but I would think it is. There are a few different bikes in the game, I must point that out. There is an LGV race bike. The LGV race bike is intended for races only, so I don't think you can use that one for just casual and general travel. You can only start that one up on the racetrack items. There we go, biosteel frame sorted, and I have more than enough to craft infinite amounts of this, I think. Right, so back to manufacturing. My LGV should be ready to go, so 100 credits, biosteel frame, synthetic ligatures, and artificial sinews. Sounds like an odd combination, but it might be a biobike or something. Not really too fond about its coloring, but I think I know why they've chosen to do so. Now, as you can see, that is a remaining time of 1 hour and 59 minutes. And it will cost you a whopping 3 red beans to be able to finish it quickly. But for 2 hours, yeah, I think I'd rather go and use those 2 hours to make coins. And seeing as I still have quite a few days left on my usable Vortex LGV. Now, as you can see, they have the definition there on the mouse over tooltip that speed says excellent, handling excellent, and hit points is 3000. The bike we are crafting will have 3000 hit points, but its speed and handling will just be average or medium, whatever they say it was. We can actually go back and see what it is in that. Now, I shall try and round this off fairly quickly. So here you go, speed average, handling average, and hit points 3000. 3000 hit points is, by the way, quite decent amount. You can ride through several amounts of enemies. Do watch out for blasts and explosions and whatnot. And definitely stay out of deep water. You will be sitting on the bike that will explode, and yes, it will hurt you. I do believe that this was it here, and seeing as we got a little bit of a funny episode when we're recording this, for those of you guys that will be tuning in tomorrow, we will be dealing fully with that vortex item. Alright guys, my name is Viperbane. Do remember to subscribe, like, and give me feedback in the comment section below. If you think this is really good, please hit the share button and everything, and I do promise that I will be digging into even more games than just this one. But this episode and this things is fully concentrated on showing you how to get around, survive, and thrive, like Paul Soares Jr. said about Minecraft. But this is how to survive and thrive pretty much in the world of Firefall. Until next time guys, let's round off with this nice little beaming uplink from the Dredge Sin. Take care and peace out.